Goddamn.
What is going on, everybody? How's everybody doing here today on your Friday, November 7th? Jeez, feels like just yesterday it was early October and we were watching Crown Jewel, but I digress. It's going by fast. The later half of this year is definitely going by fast, bro. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on, bro, but it definitely is moving exceptionally quick. However, welcome back to another edition of the News, man. This is episode 291 of the News as we are on here for another edition of the News, man. But surprisingly, guys, we do not have any predictions, man. For the first time in probably like 12 years, there is not a there's not a pay-per-view on for this week, and next week's news will not have any predictions on there, bro. So kind of crazy. But we are hey, I'll take the little break while we can get it, man. We got 2 weeks of no pay-per-views. 2 weeks of no pay-per-views. Even though I would not mind, I definitely will pass on the content overload for the next 2 weeks. I'll take it while we can get it, because what after Full Gear, or
I mean, what? Like every other weekend, basically, right?
pretty much. So you guys know the deal. But how's everybody doing? Welcome back to another edition of NHP. Like I said, this is episode 291 of the News, and thank you guys for joining us here today for another edition of the News. If this is your first time watching, guys, do not know how the show works. Every Monday, every Tuesday, we are on here live at 12 p.m. Central with NHP Unscripted, and every Friday, normally at 3 p.m. Central, we are on here with the news. And for the pay-per-views for both AEW and WWE, we are live directly after the show goes off the air with the official post-show review. If you guys did miss this past Monday's episode of Unscripted, you guys can now find that live on all platforms. That is Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and if you want to see it first, join us right here live every Tuesday at 12 p.m. Central for Unscripted, man. Also, if you guys have not got a chance to get your hands on some of the official NHP merchandise, you guys can now find this live on the merch shop. That is bonfire.com. Link is at the top of the description of this very video, man, where you can find this beautiful piece of Notorious merchandise live on there as we speak, man. With that being said, if this is your first time watching and you guys do not know who we are here at NHP, I am Johnny, one half of the host of this very show, and as for the other half, we have we have my man Sir K here. Sir K, go ahead and please tell us what you are smiling about.
Doing good, man. I'm doing good. No pay-per-view for 2 weeks. That's a nice little content break from the wrestling world, man. And then we get to looking at a pretty interesting Full Gear. We'll talk about that on Tuesday. My God. But other than that, I'm doing good, man. Doing good. Just been chilling. Waiting for these weekends, man. Waiting for these, I mean, many weekends. 5 at the end of the year, man. So they're gonna be cool. They're gonna be exciting. But it's gonna be a nice little break before all the work starts, man. But just chilling, man. Just chilling. Like Durante always asks, how's life? How's the family? Life's good. Family's good. How is everybody doing in the live chat? Delgado, what's up, man? You say you're going to Chamber in Chicago, dude. That's dope, dude. If you see us, come see us, because you know we'll be there, man. Deadass, I'm just waiting for them to do the official announcement. It's like, dude, everybody knows. Just do the fucking official announcement already, man. But I'm excited, man. So if you see us there, come talk to us, man. We're always ready to chat, dude. We love it. And what about you, bro? How are you doing today?
Well, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Aside from my headphones almost falling off my head, I am doing pretty good. However, I gotta ask you about something here in just a second that happened yesterday. But
Okay.
um, As for you guys, as Durante always asks, I am good. Family's good. What about you, Durante? Logan, Bell. He's not here yet, but Gotti. And my God, Delgado, man. Yeah, he says he's going to Chamber next year, man. We will be there as well. I am sure we will do whatever we can to grab some tickets, even though we do have some news that tells me that we should be pretty scared of how much we will have to pay for our tickets. But yes, like Sir K said, you guys already know. If you guys see us at the shows, please feel free to come up and say hello. We always love chatting with you guys, man. You know we love talking wrestling, bro. So you guys already know what it is. And of course, Mr. Manager's on his grind, so we respect Mr. Manager Logan. We respect what he's got going on. You already know. However, Grand Theft Auto 6, bro. What happened? Come on, bro.
6 months away, bro. Now it's over a year away. Now it went
Again.
from about 6 months away to almost a year away, dude. Come on, dude. Just to polish the game. Like, I get it. And, like, you don't want to have a shitty launch, but, like, you, you should have never, you should have just said 2026 and then boom, you reveal this date just in case you weren't ready to do early 2026. Then we wouldn't be as mad as we are now. Come on. I get it's also probably for the Christmas sales. That's really why they're moving it. But, damn, dude, a little over a fucking year away, dude. We were so close. So close, bruh.
We were, man. That, every time I see anything about GTA, the first thing I ask myself is this real? And then I started to see legit accounts posting this, and then it led me to the Rockstar stuff, and I was like, oh, you gotta be kidding me, man. You have got to be kidding me. That was gonna come out Double or Nothing weekend, which we were, again, about 6 months away, literally on the horizon, and now we are set back. It's gonna be November 19th now, and it's November 7th now. So we will be sitting here a year from now, and the game will still not have come out. We will be about a week and a half away from launch in 1 year. So,
Probably gonna be next year's full year weekend.
look. Oh my God, it probably is.
And, and this is the
What the
busy
fuck?
season, bro. Come on, guys. What are y'all doing? Come on.
Very annoying. I don't know what happened. We're obviously hearing a lot of stuff. I don't know what happened. They said they need to polish the game, which, like Sir K said, I get they don't want to have a shitty launch, but dude, the game came out when I was in 6th fucking grade, and I will be 25 years old when that game comes
Oh
out.
my God, you will be.
I will be
I'll still be
25.
24.
You'll still be in your Kobe year, but I will be 25 years old, bro. Oh hell no.
God
So,
damn.
we will be, dude. Come on, dude. It is so annoying, man. Legitimately, that also pushes back our plans because we had some plans for the gaming stream. So that obviously fucks that up for a little bit. So it's just like, what the fuck? It's very annoying. We had some cool stuff planned. Now, obviously, we have to keep that a little closer to the vest for even fucking longer, which we didn't plan on doing. So thanks. But I mean, it's so annoying, dude. It's really so annoying. But it is what it is. Again, this isn't the first, dude. We've been dealing with this literally ever since. I remember when GTA 5 came out. People were like, "Oh, 6 is in 2018," and then we heard 2020, and then we heard 2022 and 2023 and 2024, and then it just went on every other year. Everybody was like, "Oh, we're getting it." So very frustrating. And then obviously 2025 was the big one. I feel like a lot of people did believe that one, and then Rockstar came out, said 2026, and now it's getting moved again. So wonderful, absolutely wonderful, man. So unfortunately, the plans we had for GTA 5 and 6 are going to be put on hold a little bit closer to launch, but Yeah, I guess it's just gonna sit on the PlayStation Store and be in everybody's wish list for everybody for the next fucking year and a half, so or year and a week. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Frustrating stuff, but yeah. Other than that, man, everything's good. I'm chilling. Obviously got big weekends coming up here with Full Gear and Survivor Series at the end of the month, so that's nothing. Going off Delgado's comment, and oh wait, no, actually, cause you said this, WWE, just make the fucking announcement. I mean, if Chamber is late February or early March, just make the announcement. I mean, we all know. That's what I never understood. Why they like ponder on it so much. Because and two, I could see if maybe you waited a bit to announce it because you're like, we got to come up with a fire graphic for this or a fire logo. Half the time the logo's pretty
Recolor
straightforward
of it.
anyway. Yeah, it's like it's a pretty basic logo. It's not like they're coming up with some like extravagant theme for the fucking show or anything. I don't know what they got going on, but I don't know. Just announce the show, bruh, because I'm trying to see when these tickets go on sale, trying to see what this pre-sale looks like. So we'll see. We'll see, but hopefully WWE makes the announcement sooner rather than later. Hopefully they make it at like Survivor Series or Saturday Night's Main Event. One of these shows.
Something, one of these shows, man. But a lot of times they don't do a pay-per-view announcement till like at most like 2 pay-per-views before. So I could see it being Survivor Series. I really wouldn't be shocked if it's Rumble weekend when they fucking reveal that shit.
Yeah, unless you're Saudi
Or,
Arabia, then you get the 3 years in advance announcement.
mm-hmm.
What were you gonna say, or what?
Oh, sorry, you just cut out for me. Or I could see that Saturday night's main event they got in January, wherever the fuck it is.
Yeah, I could see that. Knowing them, tickets go on sale next week. Tickets go on sale this Thursday. Thanks for fucking letting me prepare. Yeah, thanks. 9 Eastern. So, other than that, man, I am doing good though, bro. Yeah, other than GTA, absolutely annoying the piss out of me. The NBA season's still going good, so you guys already know. You guys already know how I've been feeling about that, but same old, bro. AEW. We're gonna go over AEW news first because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They have 2 to WWE's 14 stories. So we're going to go ahead and get AEW out of the way first, as we are going to start off with, in my professional, unbiased, totally unbiased opinion, the best in-ring performer on the planet today, Will Ospreay. So, Will Ospreay, man, we've been hearing a lot of chatter, a lot of rumors on what exactly is going on with Will Ospreay these days. As obviously we all know, he had surgery on his neck earlier. I want to say it was late August, maybe early September. And there's been a bunch of rumors coming out saying that Will Ospreay is going to return to the ring in January. Who would believe this? I have absolutely no idea. But Uncle Dave decided to give us some clarification on what exactly, I guess, was meant by these rumors. He says Will Ospreay is hopeful of being able to do lightweight exercises in January 2026, not make an in-ring return. He's still a long ways away from returning to the squared circle. Okay. So I get people making, the rumor that Will Ospreay is going to return in January 2026, because half the time, people that are going to make those rumors are people that just want to, they want attention for their, whatever. But the people that believe that, I fear for you even more, because he had neck surgery in, like I said, it was either late August or early September. Who the fuck is coming back from a neck surgery in 4 months?
Like what? It doesn't. It literally cannot happen. What are you talking about? People are hilarious, man.
What in the blue hell? So again, you got again the part of the rumor popping up doesn't shock me, right? We hear this kind of stuff. We hear goofy stories all the time, especially doing what we do, going over wrestling news on the weekly. We hear goofy ass stories all the time. But I truly fear for the people that actually believe that. Because again, bro, like Uncle Dave says, in January 2026, Will Ospreay is planning to do lightweight exercises. So he had to wait a whole 4 months before he can never even really, lift weights yet. So again, to sit there and think or to sit there and believe that he's going to be coming back off neck surgery in 4 months, I truly fear for you. I truly fear for you because yeah, I don't know anybody that is believing that. However, do I wish we could have got him back in January 2026 is a whole different topic. I wish we had Will Ospreay back yesterday because my God, I mean it is a good thing that, we're possibly looking at getting Swerve back in December, but again, guys, I'm sorry, but Will Ospreay, it's going to be closer to the 9-month year mark if you ask me, at least from my opinion. At least unless they over exaggerated it on TV, Will Ospreay sounded like his neck was pretty fucked up. I mean, he was talking about losing feeling in his hand. I think he was getting stingers. That's just never a good thing. So, again, you obviously never want anybody of Will Ospreay's, and to Will Ospreay has, he's been on record before talking about the toll that his style in New Japan had taken on his body. So even if he was able to come back in January, let's just say hypothetically, I don't care. Keep him out till March or April. But even at that, again, I don't think he's even obviously going to be close to coming back in January. Again, I think it's going to be closer to the 9-month to a year mark because it's not like it was a neck surgery or anything, but no, I mean, what I was saying though was, you, no matter what it is, give him time because you clearly should have learned something from the whole Kenny Omega stuff. I mean, the poor Kenny. I mean, this dude worked that New Japan style for so long. He's just, as he gets older, his body's breaking on him, right? And AEW, they don't know how to keep him out for an extended period of time. They like to have him pop up gradually, and it just doesn't. It does nobody any good. It does nobody any good. All it does is fuck up Kenny's health in the long term more and more. So obviously that's never a good thing. And for the love of God, do not make the same mistake with Will Ospreay. It's the same thing we talk about with WWE and Seth Rollins. They never want to keep him out for an extended period of time, and it's okay to keep people out for extended periods of time. Absence makes the heart grow fonder, especially in wrestling. So, I mean, what is in a guy like Kenny's case? What is the point of popping, but having him pop up and team with Jurassic Express and to do what? Feud with the fucking Don Callis family again? I mean, what is the point of bringing him back here?
Makes no sense, man. Makes no sense. They really do that with Kenny so much. He gets 2 weeks, and then he's back for the pay-per-view. And they wonder why he's in the health that he is. And I hope they don't do the same for Will Ospreay, man. I really hope not.
Yeah.
Give him the time, give him the space to heal, to recuperate, come back, and be at 100%, if not greater than 100%. Take your time. I hope he knows to take his time. I hope Tony Khan knows to take the time. It's worth it in the long run if you want, to have them for as long as you want them, if you want them to be healthy for as long as possible, man. So I really hope they take their time with Will. January is fucking hilarious. Some people actually thought he would be able to come back. No, man's just gonna start working out again, probably. Just start working out again in January. Give that man, 9 to a year. I would just do the year. Be safe. Do the year. Even if he's basically ready at 9, let wait. Do 11. Do 11 months. Let him heal up for a few more months, please. Prioritize health, something that the wrestling business does not do right now, and I really hope they do it well, man. I really hope they do, man. And what's got another crazy statistic? He will probably be AEW champion by the time GTA 6 comes
Oh
out.
God. Oh my
So so
God.
cheers to next year. Full Gear, he'll be defending his AEW world title full the weekend that fucking GTA 6 comes out. What the fuck?
My
But
God.
I'm wish him the best, man.
My God. Yeah, 100%. 100%. That is yeah, depending on when he comes, but well, depending on when he comes back, he could if he comes back in time for the Owen, which I'm not sure. Well, I mean, I guess it would be closer. I mean, yeah, I guess it would be around the 9 month mark, so he may be able to. I wouldn't hold your breath on that though. But he's either winning that AEW title at All In next year, or he is coming back at All In next year. One of the two. One of the two.
Exactly.
So, but either way, yeah, I think Sergey's right. By the time GTA 6 comes out, Will Ospreay will have already came back and become AEW World Heavyweight Champion, which is just absolutely sickening. However, yes, prayers up to Will. Hope hope everything goes good when he is able to start working out again and start doing, weighted exercises. So, um hopefully everything goes good. Hopefully he said surgery went well, so I'm happy for him there. So yes, hopefully AEW, I just beg of you, just at the very least do me a favor and keep him out 9 months. I mean, at the very least, please. I really don't want to see Will Ospreay because again, in my opinion, in between those ropes, in the year of 2025, there is no better athlete than Will Ospreay. There isn't, in my opinion. Again, in the ring, bell for bell, that man is the best on the planet. Do not make the same mistake with him that you did with Kenny Omega, because you had that man Kenny Omega walking around being held together by fucking Elmer's glue and duct tape. So I mean, it just please, please do me a solid and keep him out at least 9 months. And same with Kenny. Just give him paid time off. I mean, I don't. Please, there's absolutely no reason we need to be seeing him, you know, teaming with Jurassic Express and teasing another elite reunion. I mean, there's just no need for it.
Anything, Tony Khan was smart. I'd fucking take Kenny to make him take a vacation until whenever Will comes back. I tell him when that motherfucker comes back, you come back too, because goddamn, you need the rest too.
No, he really does, man. He really does. So, next up, more injury related news. According to New Japan, Tomohiro Ishii has suffered a dislocated shoulder at a recent AEW event and will now miss upcoming events.
Man, I really miss him in the conglomeration.
You
I think
know,
he was in that group.
yes, he is.
Okay.
He is a conglomerator, and he is probably supposed to be in Blood and Guts. Man, this is sad. This is a sad
If
day.
they would have had that man waddling around in blood and guts, you'd have lost the plot, dude. Respect to him, but you can't put that man in blood and guts. What the fuck? Um. But yeah, dude, that does suck, man. I wish him the best of health, but you can't put that man in no goddamn bloody guts, dude. That's like putting, dude, like what? It's like putting fucking 2017 Roman Reigns in a War Games match. Like, dude, he's a piece of cardboard. You can't put him in there.
Yeah. No, 100%. 100%.
Random side note, dude,
Mhm.
I always see people like talk about like new to old Roman Reigns. So many people say old Roman Reigns wrestled better
Get the
than current
fuck
Roman
out of
Reigns.
here. Get the
Wish
fuck
I
out
know.
of here. No, they don't. Sir K,
No, they
stop.
do. Dude, they
Stop.
do. They do,
No.
bro.
Get out of
They
here. They don't
they
say
say
that.
old they say old
No.
Roman Reigns, Big Dog. I saw a TikTok post and it was like comparing, Big Dog to Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. They gave current, Tribal Chief Roman Reigns all the boxes except wrestling, where they gave Big Dog Roman the
Get the
wrestling box.
fuck out of here. They don't say that.
Why, dude? When it's like, did you guys not watch him? We
What
literally
the
called him a cardboard cutout because he was. He wrestled like a piece of cardboard.
Do you
Maybe
remember
like Shield Roman moved a little crazy. Fucking
what
Big Dog Roman was ass.
the, what? Dude, come on
Why?
now.
On everything, I'm serious. I saw that exact post.
The fuck are they smoking? If you think Big Dog Roman Reigns wrestled
Wrestled.
better, hold on, let me fucking try to come up with what did Big Dog Roman do better than Tribal Chief? Or nothing. He did nothing better. He wore contacts better, I guess. I don't. What he did nothing that was better. What in the
He said he
ring?
was in bed. And all the comments were agreeing with it too. I was like, what the fuck is this? That makes no
No,
sense, dude.
I couldn't fucking tell you. I can. Okay, never mind. I can tell you one match that Big Dog Roman had that I actually sometimes think back to and say that was a banger. And that was the Mania
Serious?
31 match with Brock. That was the only time I've ever watched singles Big Dog Roman Reigns and thought and constantly to
Oof.
this day think back that was a good one. That was a good match. Holy fuck. How long was he the big dog for? Okay, he was the what was that 2014 to 2019. Okay, so 5 years. In those 5 years, he probably had about 7 WrestleMania stinkers that were absolutely fucking atrocious. Did he ever have a good Mania match when he was big dog other than the Brock one? The Triple H one was
Taker
horrible. Undertaker made me want to blow my brains out.
was
34 with
atrocious.
Brock also made me want to blow my brains out all over again. 35 with Drew was boring.
Just lame. Yeah.
36 he wasn't there. Um yeah, that was his last Mania as Big Dog. 36. Oh, it would have been. So 30
Would have been.
It was horrible. It was fucking
He was
horrible.
horrible.
He
He was
didn't
horrible.
wrestle. Tribal Chief Roman, if you look at WrestleManias, and I'm just going off Manias, I can tell you so many Roman Reigns Tribal Chief era matches that are fucking classics. Like, legitimately, I will go back. Like, I constantly think about, like, oh, that, like, man, that was a good one. Mania 37 with Bryan and Edge. Fastlane from that year with Bryan. The Hell in a Cell with Jey Uso was fucking incredible.
Insane.
38 with Brock was boring, but I put that more on Vince, because why are you giving us this match again? Nobody wants this. The match with Seth from the Royal Rumble earlier in the year was pretty good. Um, don't even get me start. I'm trying to stall till I get to later in the year because that's where it really picked up. And then from there, oh, you also had the Clash of Champions 2020 with Jey Uso, the first Jey Uso match. That was great as well. So the two Jey Uso matches from 2020 was really good. You have Clash at the Castle with Drew McIntyre, that was great. The Logan Paul match was fucking phenomenal. Bro carried him. Um, let's see what else happened in 2020. I think that might have been it for 2022. Sami Zayn from Elimination Chamber. You had the Kevin Owens match from the Royal Rumble. You had the Cody Rhodes match from WrestleMania. You had not tribal, bloodline, Civil War from Money in the Bank. You get my point. Get out of here, bro. I can name you so many Roman Reigns matches that were so fucking good. I can name you one big dog match that was good. That is absurd. That is actually fucking absurd. You made me pull out stats, bro. You genuinely made me sit here and go over the statistics because that's not true. It's not fucking true. I mean, come on,
Look at that,
bro.
man. They thought Big Dog was better in the ring. Don't know what the fuck they were watching because that shit was dog shit. But yeah,
I didn't even
they said he was better.
I said all those matches I just said, and I didn't even name WrestleMania. I didn't even get to the Mania 41. Then look at this year. The fucking match with Punk and Seth from Mania.
Sorry. Yeah. No, man.
The
Big Dog.
hell? The big dog. This fucking guy sucked. I mean, what?
It was so
What?
bad. Like, dude, do people not remember how horrible he was before he turned heel? He was literally a piece of cardboard
Dude,
in the ring.
I'm dead ass. Dude, I'm digging to the depths of hell to try to genuinely the whole time I've been naming all the matches that I love from Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. I've dead ass been digging in the depths of fucking hell trying to find a match that I remember from the Big Dog era that was like legitimately memorable other than that one.
Wrestled the same in every single match for like 7 years straight, dude.
Yep.
He would get his ass whooped most of the match, do the big comeback, fucking Superman punch spear, win the match. No matter pay-per-view, TV, that was every single one of his matches for like 6 years straight. It was horrible.
Yeah, it was if WWE was feeling really risky, he would get his ass whooped, do the comeback, get his ass whooped again, and then just hit a spear out of nowhere and just pack bro up. And then Michael Cole would just say, "Spare! Oh my god, spare!" As if we haven't seen this same exact match over and over and over. Oh, dude. Oh man, those were really the wrestling poverty years, bro. That was, oh my god, we were genuinely in poverty paradise, bro. I mean, it was atrocious. It was Big Dog. If you actually had to, do you remember that fucking Jinder Mahal match, dude? Holy fuck! I mean,
Oh,
it just pisses me off thinking about. Oh god, it pisses me off thinking about Big Dog Roman Reigns. That was such a bad era, bro. That was just that was, man, that was evil. It really was.
it was really evil. Yeah, I can't believe you never seen any of those. I always see people trying to say that for whatever reason. They didn't watch though. You could always tell when people didn't watch. It's like when people say like we're in the worst, quality of
Yeah.
wrestling content. Like, dude,
Yep.
y'all don't know. Y'all don't know the trenches, bro. Y'all
Yeah.
really don't know. Y'all eating some fucking Kraft mac and cheese, bro. We were eating dried noodles in fucking
Yo.
2019, bro.
Yo.
Not even. We were taking naps because we were hungry, bro. Come on.
Bro. I see that now that I do see a lot. I constantly see, this is the worst television's ever been. Like under Triple H, yeah, you have a point, but no, people will legitimately try to argue Vince did it better. Which I retweeted something the other day. The only thing I'll agree with, I know for a fact, and this is the only nice thing I'll say about Vince. I know for a fact he would have knocked John Cena's farewell tour. He would have hit a grand slam on home plate. He would have aced John. I will say that. He would have absolutely aced John Cena's farewell tour. That I can say.
We would have got the whole Ruthless Aggression pay-per-view at the end of the year. The
Yes.
whole year would be fucking just hype up John Cena everywhere. He would have went crazy with that shit.
Because just saying his name gets me pissed. But Paul, I don't know what Paul. Let me tell you something, man. I don't know what the fuck you had in mind, and I don't know how you thought this was some sort of celebration. Just because you were forced to retire doesn't mean that you can sour somebody else's farewell tour. Okay. That's what I gotta say, because it's just the amount of wasted appearances by Paul Triple H Levesque has just been it's been absolutely sickening, man. And to think that's the same guy that booked NXT is abysmal. However, that is the one thing I'll say about Vince, man. He would have aced John Cena's farewell tour. I mean, it would have been a movie. It really would have. I could say that. But we probably still would have got our Brock match. However, but you know, Vince might have had John Cena beat him. I don't think Vince would have had John Cena get fucking squashed in 8 minutes. I'll say that.
What Vince would have done, Brock would have came back, squash an upcoming star, and then get squashed by Cena. That's how Vince would have done it.
Yes. Yep.
He would have came back, squash Dragon off for no reason, and then get squashed by Cena.
Yes. Yeah, but no, I constantly see people saying, like, you know, this is the word, motherfucker. You can't tell me shit, okay? I am a survivor of 2016, and to make it even worse, I am a survivor of 2017 Monday Night Raw. I survived. I fucking survived it.
Samoa Joe fucking light
Oh,
up the world and lose at every pay-per-view in a row, dude. I
Braun
watched the same thing
Strowman.
for Shinsuke Nakamura, Braun Strowman. I watched Braun Strowman become good. He was good and he was hype because he was just beating up Roman every week, and then it went into the shitter. Like, dude, I watched so much great shit die. I watched 2017 where they split up every tag team that you cared about on this show.
Yep.
Come on, you can't talk to me about this shit. You can't. I watched Bobby Lashley
Oh.
tell a man he was gonna beat his butt. I heard that with my ears, dude. Come on, dog. Come on.
I watched Bailey, This Is Your Life. I've
I
watched
watched
a
Sami Zayn dress fucking two dudes up in drag for
oh
Bobby Lashley.
god.
Like, dude, you can't say nothing about this shit. Yeah, it's boring, but it's not disgustingly god awful like that shit was.
I watched a man get handcuffed over the ring post and get fucking dog food dumped on his head while he was while a fucking guy in a fucking dog mascot was standing next to him.
I watched I watched zombies come out and
Oh.
attack and run off somebody. Remember zombies? Remember that fucking Extreme
Oh,
Rules where the
brother.
zombies came out?
Yes. Because they were trying to
Dude,
promote Army of the Dead, I think it was called, the Batista movie.
yep.
Oh.
So they fucking had fucking in kayfabe zombies come out and attack. I watched them kill Shayna Baszler off television. Legitimately had Voodoo Alexa Bliss kill her off TV.
I watched my boy Keith Lee come out in basketball shorts like he's fucking Victor Wembanyama.
I watched the War Raiders come out as
Oh,
fucking the Viking experience.
I watched Ivar eat a turkey leg
You
and
know,
play basketball like an idiot. Um,
it was
dude,
so bad. You
it,
can't say shit, dude.
no, there's nothing there's nothing. I'll say that about Triple H. All the bullshit he does, we're hard on him because we know how good he is and we know how good he can be, and that's why we're hard on Triple H, because we've all fucking seen it with our own eyes. We've seen what the guy can do when he has the pen in his hand and he cares. Um,
This was just an insult.
Vince, man, he Again, we watched Karrion Kross come out there and wear some sort of gladiator helmet thing for some fucking reason upon call up. I mean, there was so many casualties, bro. I watched Finn Balor come back from being off for 9 months. And instead of going for the Universal title that he never lost, he started a feud with The Miz. Thanks. Fucking thanks.
Like, we watched fucking Goldberg squash Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, as Universal Champion, and that was his second. That was Goldberg's second Universal Championship.
Watch him beat Kevin
Good.
Owens.
Beat Kevin Owens, squash Kevin Owens, squash the Fiend. Like, dude, this shit
Man.
doesn't compare. Yeah, it's bad. Yeah, you don't give a fuck about anything on television right now. But at least it's not a slap in the fucking face. They're not taking your favorite and putting them in a chicken costume like Vince did.
Man. My God, bro. We had to watch FTR shave each other's backs in the shower.
Uzi hot.
Oh,
Uzi hot?
oh, brother. Yeah.
Remember Uzi hot?
I remember Uzi hot, yeah. And they were fucking sitting in the ring and they just started burning. AOPP. Remember that?
AOPP.
Oh.
They put Drake Maverick as their manager and had him pee himself.
The fuck, bro?
Bro, what?
Yeah, we are.
Can't
We've been through
compare.
a lot. We've been through. Yeah, you can't even hold a
Literal.
candle to it. You really can't. But prayers up to Ishii. Hopefully he gets good. So
Hopefully.
that is that.
Yeah.
That's everything for AEW, man. Even though we've been ranting about WWE, because there is no AEW to talk about. However, now we are actually moving on to WWE, man. But before we get to all of that, we have an official word from our sponsor here at NHP. We got a word from Dubby Energy, man. Dubby is an energy drink loaded with vitamins and nootropics formulated to improve focus without getting the jitters. Dubby is a clean formula that is sugar-free, zero-calorie, free from fillers and artificial colorings, with 150 milligrams of caffeine per serving. You can get your Dubby products today with the link below and code NHP at checkout to save yourselves 10% on your next Dubby purchase.
Really, always got to shout out Dubby. Whether workout, whatever you may need the energy for, whether it's the 5 pay-per-views coming up for the rest of the year. It is Christmas. Maybe you want to get an early Christmas gift. Surprise them with some Dubby. I'm sure they would be very excited, man. It'll never let you down. Whatever you need the energy for and you need the focus, Dubby got you. You'll be focused, you'll be energized, and it'll taste good all at the same time. Always, always got to shout out Dubby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, as always, thank you to the great people over at Dubby, the official sponsor of what we do here at Notorious Heels. All right. WWE. You know, we actually have some news on Monday Night Raw.
Oh, man.
I know, right? We have some news on Monday Night Raw because according to Brian Alvarez of the Wrestling Observer, WWE Raw's opening segment last Monday reportedly went 10 minutes longer than planned and left the company scrambling with the rest of the show. I was scrambling with Monday Night Raw, but the whole reason I mention this is because this was a critique of Sir K's. This was also a critique of mine. That opening segment felt like it was about 10 and a half years long, and it went 10 minutes over, which definitely explains a lot. which is also, I don't know why you would book Paul Heyman to go out there at that point, because you know what he does. He sits there and he rambles on, and they even had CM Punk kind of. The only one that kept it to the point, so fucking surprisingly, was Logan Paul. Other than
Yeah.
that, I completely get, I completely get, and it completely makes sense to me now, that this show went 10 minutes longer than expected, because Punk's sitting there rambling and rambling and rambling. He's doing an Oscar speech. He's fucking thanking everybody all the way up to the nosebleeds. And then you trot Paul Heyman out there, who says the same shit every week. He beat Roman Reigns. He's the OTT. That means he's the tribal thief. He pinned Roman Reigns. He's the future of WrestleMania. He's the dog at the gate. Blah, 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 blah. We're coming for the world title. Shut up. Shut up. I mean, get to the point. Again, that is why sometimes it would just be nice if somebody could tell Paul Heyman, hey, maybe make this one a little quicker. And same thing with CM Punk in this case. I mean, hey, maybe let's speed it up a little bit. And also too, they were scrambling with the rest of the show for what? There's a bunch of shit on Monday Night Raw you could have cut. Can you cut those Judgment Day segments if you don't have the fucking time?
Or you had El Grande Americano in a match. You couldn't have cut that. Why? I never get that. Why it's hard for them to cut time or like find something to cut. They always cut like the second best thing on the show. Like, what are you doing? Just
Yep.
cut the dumb shit. Cut El Grande. Cut Judgment Day. You always choose the best thing to cut for no reason. They are horrible at time management, man. They really are. But that makes sense, dude. That segment felt fucking long, and it was too fucking long. You had Punk rambling out there. You definitely had Paul Heyman rambling out there. That's all he fucking does. Um, and like you said, he surprisingly, I have to give the fucking motherfucker his credit. Logan Paul was the smoothest one out there. He came out there, he did his little shtick, argued with Punk for a little short amount of time, and moved on with his fucking time. That's how you should do it. I get, you should send someone out there. He just won the world title. He should have some time out there to talk, but not that much fucking time. And he went overtime, and it felt very obvious, dude. It felt really fucking obvious.
Yes, absolutely. So, yeah, we had a Becky Lynch promo that could have absolutely been cut. It was not that good. And then there was a random ass Penta versus El Grande match that you could have cut as well if you were really that hard up for time. We got my guy here. He is the owner of GDR Finances LLC. Mr. Walk him down and cut that shiz off. Mr. Walk him down and cook that shit up. Mr. Walk him down and climb that tree. What was the other one? I feel like there was another one in there.
I think that was it. I bel for Yeah, I think that was it. Climb that tree. Yeah.
We have the man, the myth, the legend, at Gotti Devon. Got my man Gotti in the house. How's it going, bro?
How you doing, bro? How you doing?
Um, Gotti says, "What do you miss?" We were ranting about old WWE, so you did miss that.
Yep.
Talked a little bit about Will Ospreay's injury. We went over AEW first, and we had to do a little bit earlier today. Something came up for earlier in the day, so unfortunately, we did have to move it up a little bit. That may be something that does happen. Not free, not free. Oh, Mr. Walk him down and run that marathon, bro. That's the one I forgot. What am I doing, bro? God damn. Mr. Walk him down and do that charity drive. Yes, sir.
Like that.
Walk him
Oh
down,
shit.
bro. No. Will Ospreay. He's been hurt, but there was rumors for some reason that he would be back in January, and it's not the case.
It's a neck
Spoiler
injury.
alert. It's a neck injury.
Bro
He's
got
not coming back in January. Um, So that was pretty much all you missed, bruh. Uh oh, yes, Monday Night Raw. Yeah, this segment again. If you wanted Punk to go over, you know, I get sending Logan Paul out there if you wanted to, build some. I get like sending somebody out to interrupt him to ruin the speech or whatever. You could have easily done a small little segment to set up the night's main event where Paul Heyman, just sees CM Punk in the back, and then CM Punk challenges the Bronze to a tag match, and he's got to find a partner. Because again, for me, when you sent Paul Heyman out there, the shit just flew off the rails because again, I love Paul Heyman. I think he's the greatest manager of all time. But today, in this day and age, he rambles so hard, man. Oh my god, it's not even funny, man.
Really not. I sigh every time he's on my television, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, he's not nearly this bad, but he's creeping into Chris Jericho territory of like you're just annoyed that he's still on TV right now for some reason. Not nearly as bad, but it's starting to get there, man. I sigh every time he's on my fucking television. Um, so yeah, that he fucking rambles. That's all he does. CM Punk just happened to ramble this time, but that's literally all Paul Heyman does, 24/7.
For sure. Uncle Dave is reporting when it comes to war games, Seth Rollins has been replaced with Logan Paul. The fuck? So you. Oh, God. So you mean to tell me War Games looks like Brock Lesnar, Austin Theory, the Bronze, and Logan fucking Paul? You
He's
gotta be
gonna do
lying.
match-wise, he's gonna do good. I'll
Oh,
give them
sure.
that. They picked a good match-wise guy, but Logan Paul, I have to see him grab those fucking knuckles and punch someone, and then someone gets it from him and then punches him, and that's how they probably take him out at the end of the match. Dog, come on.
So Uncle Dave says, my gut is that still the plan is Punk, Roman, Usos on that team with probably LA Knight as the other guy. Jacob was supposed to be. It could be Jacob if he's okay to wrestle. No, it's not. It's not going to be Jacob. Dave, just
Fuck would
watch
have been Jacob.
television. He's on SmackDown and he has nothing to do with the Vision. It's obviously
Nothing.
gonna, unless Triple H hates LA Knight that much, which again also isn't out of the realm of possibility. It's not gonna be Jacob Fatu. It's gonna be LA Knight.
It's gonna be LA
Um,
Knight if he's not punished.
he says it could be Jacob if he's okay to wrestle, but he just had his surgery, so I don't know if he's going to be okay by the end of next month. But as far as Seth Rollins' replacement in War Games, it's going to be Logan Paul, which we actually we actually got another update literally right before we went live from Uncle Dave as well. He says there is no update past the original War Games plans. The men's War Games match was supposed to be CM Punk, Jey Uso, Roman Reigns, and Jacob Fatu, and either Jimmy or LA Knight in the final spot versus Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Brock Lesnar, and Austin Theory. With Rollins out, Logan fills his spot, but nothing on television yet has indicated or teased Lesnar or Theory, but those angles would be upcoming in the next few weeks. Again, Dave, please stop. Jacob Fatu was not going to be in War Games. If anything, I could have seen Jacob Fatu in a triple threat match for the World Heavyweight Championship against the WWE Championship against Cody and Drew. Obviously it's going to be Punk, the Usos, Roman LA versus Logan Paul, the Bronze, Brock Lesnar, and Austin Theory.
Oh, God, man. What the fuck? Dead ass, bro. they should have did Wyatt 6 versus fucking NFTs at that point because what the fuck do I even but they want to get all their big names in there, so this is exactly what we're gonna get, man. And man, I'm very excited, as you could tell from my enthusiasm for this War Games match.
This is the first year in a long time, I think that maybe they've even ever done, at least on the main roster War Games, where that heel team looks very uncoordinated. None of those
Yeah.
guys, other than the Bronze,
Makes
hardly
sense.
have anything to do with each other. Logan Paul's hanging out with the Vision now for Lord knows what reason. You then have Brock Lesnar, which what exactly is going to be Brock Lesnar's reason for helping them? And then Austin Theory, which he's the only one I'm kind of interested to see how they fit him into the whole Vision thing. But other than that, it's kind of just it's a conglomeration of baby faces and then a bunch of heels. So that's literally, again, you should have just did Wyatt 6, but I know Bo is going through a lot now, so I don't really know if he is going to be able to make Survivor Series, but yeah, I don't know. That may have messed that up, but either way, I still think this was the plan anyways. Which I don't know how this is going to go. Again, I'm interested to see how they're going to make all this make sense on television, or if they even are capable of making this make sense on television, but I mean, we will have to wait and see. Hopefully Triple H can make some sense out of it. Knowing Triple H though in this day and age, especially how he did, War Games the past couple of years, this is probably going to be very lazily done.
No, very. It already is. It's already the most generic group versus group that's not even two groups. Somehow the babyface team looks more coherent than the heel team, which is almost never the case, and that's how you know it's really just lame and just misbooked, man. This, like you said, this is why you don't fucking advertise War Games the whole time because. You should. Second Seth was out, you should have just scrapped the War Games idea, but you couldn't because you already advertised it, man. So this should be a lesson that they're not going to learn from.
No. And Triple H clearly never learns his lessons because he was doing an interview earlier on Monday with the All In podcast, and he stated, and this was Monday, there is a new landscape in WWE starting tonight. This dude deadass proceeded to put Logan Paul with the Vision and call that a new fucking landscape. Triple H. And then he goes on to say this. He says that WWE shows are not written on the basis of it'll be a great match, but on the basis of the story that can be created. He says, some people in our business take this wrong. We don't write the shows based on that'll be a great match. Yeah, clearly.
Right.
You have Jey Uso in the fucking main event of Monday Night Raw every week. We could clearly tell you're not thinking about the match, the quality of the match. He says, we write it on the stories that we can create, the protagonist, the antagonist. How does that work with each other? Telling stories that can resonate that maybe they've experienced in real life, some type of fantastical version of that. Triple H, this was a great shot at Tony Khan that didn't hit because you made yourself look like an ass again because your stories aren't even hitting. So I ask, what exactly are you doing? Because clearly you're not putting things together. Again, we could tell by the shit we get on Monday Night Raw every fucking week. Clearly, you do not care about the quality of the match. But you're focusing on the quality of the story. Who's the protagonist and the antagonist? How can things resonate with what people have experienced?
I don't.
I've experienced your bullshit creative in 2025. What the fuck do I get for that? Can I please know? because I've about had enough of you trying to tell stories that resonate, and they're stories that nobody asked for, like Logan Paul and the Vision. So, okay, man, what did you think of these just awe-inspiring words by Triple H on his booking process? I think he should have said part of his booking process is hanging out in the White House.
You got one company that's on the spectrum of just stories, which they're not telling. You have one company which is on the spectrum of just matches, which most of them you don't even care to see. Is it too much to ask for both? You know what I mean? Like, we could get both, right? They're not mutually exclusive things. You could have a great story and a great match. You're choosing one or the other. A smart booker, you could choose both. You could have a story with guys that can wrestle, and you could have a story of guys that can't wrestle. But at least if one of them can wrestle, usually it'll still produce a good match. You have Jey Uso out there every week. What do you think's gonna happen? I don't get it, dude. You got fucking Christopher Nolan over here yapping about fucking protagonist, antagonist, fucking the rising action and the climax of the story. What story? What story is being told? This isn't 2023, bro. The bloodline is not here. They're kind of here and they got a little something going, but it's just a piece of Raw. What's the rest of Raw? The Vision? You got their leader gone. He was repetitive, and now he's gone, and you made it somehow worse. You went from just repetitiveness every week to fucking Logan Paul hanging out with that group and Paul Heyman. There's no story being told. You're creating these bullshit ass nothing stories that mean nothing. You feel nothing because they're not even characters on your TV. They're just there. They just do something every week. There's nothing to feel for. There's no cinema anywhere, dude. There's occasional cinema. We get it here and there throughout the year where we get it with Lyra and Bailey here and there. We get it with, the Usos sometimes when they feel like it, man. But there's no cinema. There's no story being told. You're not directing movies, bro. You're in your washed movie. You're fucking doing Nightmare on Elm Street 7 over here. You're washed, dude. You're washed. You need to fucking do something, dude. You got that shit ass writing team. Don't know what the fuck's going on with that, man. You got writer AI doing the rest of it. It's horrible. This man is yapping about being Christopher Nolan, and he ain't even that, bruh. He's directing a Colgate commercial out here, thinking he's fucking Christopher Nolan, dude. Please shut the fuck up. Can we have both? Can we have a decent match, and can we have a decent story? Because I hate to break it to you, we have neither. We don't have either.
Yeah.
We don't have either of those things. I would like one of those things, at least.
This dude did. I what happened? What happened to the once great Triple H, man? My God. Again, this dude, like Sir K said, is genuinely yapping about this shit as if he's some fucking, as if he's some just highly decorated movie director. Like, I don't know, Martin Scorsese or something. Meanwhile, the product is the worst it's been since he took over. What the fuck, Paul? Get it together. I don't know if your Dana envy is starting to cloud you or whatever the case is, but it needs to end. Because for the love of God, we need television to go back to a we need television to go back to a point where we can all, excuse me, where we can all sit comfortably and eat again, man. So I don't know what Triple H is yapping about. I don't know what Triple H is yapping about this time, bro. But yeah, that was his idea of a new landscape. If putting Logan Paul with the Vision is your idea of a new landscape, then the plot is just, man.
So
The
gone.
the plot is, it's not even in sight anymore, man. It really isn't. So speaking of the plot, SmackDown. This is interesting. So, Dave Meltzer, Uncle Dave, he says regarding SmackDown, he says the Friday SmackDown, thank you, Dave. The Friday SmackDown number is the only one that people are jumping on more than crazy because it was 933,000 and a 0.20 in the demo. It was under a million, well under a million. But again, the thing is, yes, it was against the World Series, but it was Halloween night. So you can throw that one out. I think a lot of people are jumping on that one as something between the viewership and the attendance of SmackDown last week. That shows WWE is going down. It's doing terrible. What the fuck is this dude talking about? And it's the farthest thing from the truth. It's what the fuck? Wait, hold on. Let me read this again. I think a lot of people are jumping on that one. As something between the attendance of SmackDown this week that shows that WWE is going down. It's doing terrible. And it's the furthest thing from the truth. It's not at its peak. It's very clear that the peak numbers that they were getting before were past that, and things are going down. But they're not in the danger zone or anything like that. What the fuck?
Is this Dave Meltzer or Paul Heyman? What are you saying?
They're going down. What?
They're going down. All right, Tony Khan. They're gonna go down. What?
Okay, so being that I do speak Dave Meltzer, what he's trying to say is people backstage are very hunky-dory about SmackDown and its low viewership. They're also hung up about SmackDown's horrible attendance. He was saying there's a lot of people back there that do, it does worry them, but they're not in any kind of trouble. It's not something that's going to be detrimental to them. I mean, like he says, they were up against the World Series and it's Halloween night. You can't be hung up about that kind of thing, and it's Halloween night. However, the reason this was worth mentioning is because we just heard this. We just heard this about SmackDown. They got under 1 million viewers, and what they do. The whole writing team was replaced, except for the head writer. And the show has, I guess, they've attempted to make the show more interesting. And in my honest opinion, they failed miserably. There's still nothing on that show that's fucking interesting other than Ilya Dragunov. It's not good. You need new faces on that brand. You need again, you need just new names on that brand, whether you want to move, Dominic Mysterio to SmackDown or they need new fresh names. We need new fresh matchups. All these people, they've been feuding with each other. They've been around each other. They've been in the same vicinity, these people, for the better part of 2 years, man. I mean, I don't understand why I don't understand why you fired the whole writing team before you even did a brand split to see what kind of new matchups your writers could come up with. That's if you're even listening to them. So I don't understand, again, how a draft isn't something that's being talked about more heavily, dude. people on that SmackDown brand need new faces to go up against.
Mhm.
Again, I don't know. Like I said, a name like, Dominic Mysterio could be a great name to move over there. Penta, you can move over to SmackDown. Just get some fresh fucking names over there. That can actually, do some good for the brand. I mean, it's just it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Um, how you're so quick to blame writers. Meanwhile, these guys have been working with pretty much the same crop of people for um almost 2 years. Again, I mean, if Tiffany Stratton wasn't your biggest example of this, then I don't know what was. I don't know what was, man. You had her throughout her whole title reign feud with three people, which two out of the three were repeat feuds. They ran a feud back in the same title reign.
What do you expect here, man? Like, yeah, this SmackDown, it was holiday, it was World Series, all that shit. That shit's still garbage, dude. You have nothing. You don't have an overall story. You have nobody for your fucking Boy Scout to face every week that is in the most generic shit that are, the people you care about are gonna lose. You just said Tiffany Stratton, you had your women's world champion feud with two people throughout her entire run. It was horrible, dude. SmackDown is horrible. It is the most useless show you could think of. You have Dragunov, and that's it, dude. Um, you have nothing going for it. You need a draft. You need to move people. You need to move the head writer off the show. They won't. He's friends with Paul. You got Martin Scorsese, and then you got Christopher Nolan over there. They're not gonna fucking remove Road Dogg. He's the problem. He sucks. You don't know what the fuck he's doing. He's got Cody fucking yapping every week. You don't care about what Cody's doing. You have Dragunov, and that's literally it. You killed your tag division. You killed fucking Axiom. Don't know how you do that. You killed for Axiom. Makes no sense, dude. It's frustrating. SmackDown's gonna keep getting more and more horrible numbers if you don't put some fucking flavor in that show because it is as bland as putting some chicken in a pot and boiling that shit. It is bland to all hell.
Uh, yeah. Again, I don't know what I don't know what they fail to see, but again, Road Dog. This is you know, everybody gave the guy a second chance because all we heard up and down was, we'll give the guy a chance to actually do something because, when he was originally the head writer of SmackDown, it was Vince in charge. And we all know Vince doesn't listen to anybody. So, at least I said, okay, I'll give him a chance, right? Because obviously Triple H is going to at least listen to the guy a little bit more than Vince is. I think we've came to the conclusion he's not cut out for the job. I'm sorry, man. He needs to find a new line of work here. He needs to be a producer. He needs to go do the busy work. Go fucking pack out the production truck. I don't know what he needs to do. But it's not the head writer of SmackDown, man. I don't think that role. I don't think that role suits him. Again, you done switched up the whole writing team, but kept the head writer. That doesn't make any sense to me. Why would you fire the whole team except for the guy in charge? Shouldn't everything that they say go through him anyway? So why was he not gone too? I mean, if we're going to keep that energy, then let's keep that energy, but you would have had to let him go, and obviously you didn't. So you didn't keep that energy, and now look at where you are. You got new writers and or writer AI helping you write fucking SmackDown, and they still don't know what they're doing.
I have no clue.
What's an idea to make SmackDown must-watch television? Let's put Aleister Black with Zelina Vega. Okay, great. What fucking else? What's okay, we'll throw some face paint on the MFTs. All right, what's another idea? We'll put Nakamura and Rey Fenix as a tag team. Oh, gee, thanks, man. This is just what I want to see on my Friday night. That's what the show was missing. The only thing that's been good on SmackDown is 4 letters, 1 word, Ilya. It's been Ilya Dragunov. He's literally been the only thing worth viewing on SmackDown. That's it.
That's all you got. All you have is Dragunov. That's literally all you have that people care about on that show. You got a great mid card division that you do nothing with.
Again, I don't know what I don't know how many times it's gonna take before somebody just has to tell Road Dogg, I understand you're Paul's friend, but I don't think you're cut out for this job.
I don't think he is. I really don't think he is.
Speaking of Aleister Black and Zelina Vega is no longer Zelina Vega. As according to WWE.com, they have shortened Zelina Vega's name to Zelina.
He's just starting this now. He really wants to follow in Vince's footsteps, man. The name
Holy
shortening
fuck.
begins. Who's next is the real question, man.
What's concerning here, this is something Vince would have done, and Vince didn't even do this to her. He let her be Zelina Vega. Well, when she got the Queen of the Ring gimmick, she was Queen Zelina. But then when the gimmick was done, she was just Zelina Vega again.
I thought she had a name change. That makes sense. It begins. So who's next is the real question. He's just gonna be dragging off in a few weeks, man.
Oh God. Oh, please don't tell me that. Yeah, I don't understand this. Again, Vince didn't even do this to her. Now, again, obviously, like we said, he did give her the corny ass, Queen of the Ring version of the name. But at the end of the day, she was still Zelina Vega whenever the gimmick, had finally ended. Are you trying? Are you trying to be like Vince? Have you been hanging out in the White House too much? Are you letting Mr. Trump's direct hotline to Vince get to you? Are you answering his phone when Vince calls him so Vince can give you more advice? What is going on here? What is this? All the fucking problems on this show, and this is what you're doing. We're shortening Zelina Vega's name. All the problems on SmackDown. We got to tackle this one first. What are you doing?
Literally, what are you guys doing? I don't get it, dude. I don't get shortening names. Back to this shit, man. Who's next?
Logan's right. He says the name's not short enough. He'll be Ilya in all caps. Dragunov's too long. Ilya.
Ilya. Just Ilya. Yep, they would. Vince would have.
Oh yeah.
Vince would have. No, he would have changed his name to like Doug or something like that. Vince started with shortening names, then he just gave motherfuckers random ass names.
Oh no, 100%. 100%. Let's see.
Rusev too. You could add a Rusev to one of the good ones.
Yeah. Yeah, Alexander Rusev was a bit much.
Rusev, Neville, Cesaro. There was a few. Those are early ones. Those
Big
like
E.
2014, 2015 ones. Those ones were actually pretty solid.
Yeah, this man would have changed. This man would have 100% changed Ilya's name to. He would have changed it to like some overly Russian name. He would have called him like Oleg or something. so some Oleg Oleg Timothy or something. He would Oleg Anomaly. He would have named him something fucking stupid. We all know Vince, bro, but Yeah, that 100% would have happened with Dragunov for sure. And
Or
also there would have been a complete gimmick change. He probably would have made him like a Russian mob boss or something, especially when he's seen him with that neck tattoo. He would have he would have been coming out he would have been coming out looking like looking like a Russian hitman. It would have been ridiculous. Um I'm not gonna lie, Gotti.
I hated the Andrade one.
That
Andrade Cien Almas sounds so
oh
like
bro.
like he's well, that name that's a champion's name, bro. I'm sorry, Andrade. It's as simple as whatever. Andrade Cien Almas. You want to say that full name, dude? Come on.
Yeah, Andrade Almas or Andrade Cien Almas was oh man. Yeah,
His,
I gotta disagree there, man. I hated when they did that to Andrade. That pissed me off so bad. Um
his NXT theme when it said Cien Almas, that shit hit, bruh. That shit hit.
that NXT theme for Andrade was just
It was perfect, man.
dude,
That shit was goated, bro. Come
man.
on.
Yeah. Yeah. Crazy work. Hmm. Neville, Cesaro, Big E, Rusev. Those
I think there's a
ones
few other. Yeah.
those ones were good ones.
Mm-mm.
I will
There's
say
a few other good ones.
technically he never got his name shortened. A lot of people I feel like this is an unpopular opinion. A lot of people do like a lot of people actually do really like just Penta. I would actually I would have loved if they named him if his name was actually Pentagon Jr. or
Oh, yeah, for
Pentagon.
sure.
I still call him Pentagon cuz that's
It's
just
just so
me.
dope.
Um
It's just a
Pe-
dope ass name.
to me, Penta's a nickname, if anything.
Yeah.
Like you know, you'd call him Penta for short, but for me, I'll always call him Pentagon. But I do wish that they would have. I do wish they would have called him Pentagon for sure. But yeah,
I wish.
that Andrade one broke my heart, man. It really did. Oh man,
Come
I miss
on,
when he was
man.
called Andrade Cien Almas.
Exactly.
Uh, yeah, so that's the news on Zelina Vega's name, as apparently that is what Triple H feels he needs to fix right now on SmackDown. Instead of the horseshit booking he's been putting on for the longest time. Bianca Belair. So, we brought you guys last week that Bianca still wasn't ready to go. Body Slam has reported that the belief within WWE is that Bianca Belair will be returning to the company's programming in the early stages of 2026. God. WWE are feeling hopeful about the current timeline for Bianca Belair's return. They also know there is a chance that Belair's return could take place earlier than expected. Personally, if I was WWE, I would keep her for the Royal Rumble. Personally.
I would keep her for the Rumble. Surprise her in the Rumble. At this point, I'm not shocked from everything I was hearing from all the rumors is that she is going to still be off for some time. Whatever reason, it could be didn't heal properly. It could be a totally different thing that happened, during the time of that injury. Who knows? I just wish the best. And God, SmackDown needs her, man. My God.
Yeah, especially too. You know, I know we did hear rumors about the Royal Rumble. I didn't necessarily believe them though. There was a lot of like rumors about that there was gonna, the Royal Rumble probably might not have any surprises. WWE knows better than that. They when I tell you, or at least when I tell you,
Better.
I mean, and it's again, I'm not saying you gotta have somebody from fucking New Japan or AEW pull up as a surprise, but like WWE knows you need to at least have an NXT guy or a AAA guy in the Royal Rumble just as a nice surprise. I didn't believe it anyway, though. You mean to tell me WWE gloats about that kind of thing every year? You got to watch Royal Rumble for the surprises and the unpredictability,
Craziness.
all that type of shit. So the Royal Rumble, not having any surprises, if that is true. I mean, I just found you one because you could bring Bianca Belair back in the Royal Rumble as a nice surprise. So, who knows? Speaking of Andrade will probably be a surprise in the Royal Rumble. He'll probably come back to the company again, and then he'll be gone a few short weeks later, to then go back to AEW again. So, um, I mean, again, I saying the Royal Rumble is not going to have any surprises. WWE's going to make it happen. They're going to put Mr. Iguana. They're going to put El
Oh,
Hijo de
yeah.
Dr. Wagner Jr. in there. They're going to put
Henry in there, or Joe Henry,
yeah,
as we learned.
yeah, Joe Henry is going to be Jeff Hardy. I mean, they're going to find a name to. Let's face it, it's the Royal Rumble. They will pull somebody out of the fucking hat to put in the Royal Rumble. I mean, it's just what it is, man. So I didn't believe that, but again, with Bianca Belair coming back in the early stages of 2026, bring her back in the Royal Rumble, man. I think that would be the perfect spot for that.
I think so. I think it really would.
Uh, we do have the Boy Scout, Cody Rhodes.
Oh, God.
Cody Rhodes has revealed that his next contract with WWE will probably be his final contract. Yeah, that's wonderful, Triple H. Do you not see the problem here? This guy is coming up on his final deal, yet he's the
So
only
you know,
one that you care to put the WWE Championship on. Meanwhile, there's a ton of guys on your roster that are going to be here for the next 15 to 20 years. And what are you doing with them exactly, may I ask?
like you got Cody for this shorter amount of time. He's older. It makes sense. One more contract makes sense in age-wise for Cody, especially, who knows what he wants to go do, Hollywood, fucking politics, whatever he fucking wants to do. Probably try to beat the next Triple H backstage. Who knows? Who knows? But dude, you're stalling. You're stalling with younger people, and you're stalling with Cody. If you only got so much time left, bro, do shit with Cody. Go balls to the wall. Do a heel run. Do this. Do that. Go crazy with him, man. You only got so much time. Go crazy with the guy, dude. This is why stalling hurts. It is.
Yes, that is exactly why. But yeah, I mean, yeah, like you said, man, this probably goes to show even more why WWE should be a little more, willing to take risks with a guy like Cody, because of stuff like this. So obviously, Cody is not. Obviously, we're not sure. Well, I mean, I want to say he re-signed last year. I don't know if that was for a 5-year deal. Um, I don't know if that was a 5-year deal or a 3. But whatever the case is, we only have a certain amount of time left with the guy. So, you know, he might think he has another 10 years in the tank. Again, if he signed a 5-year deal last year, that would be 2029. So if you add another 5 years onto that, you're looking at like 2034. So which is ridiculous to think about, but I don't know. I don't know what the guy's gonna do exactly, man. But I'm sure. I mean, he's even said it before. He wants to be he wants to be the he wants to be the Ryan Coogler to fucking Mr. Martin Scorsese over there. He wants to be the next movie director, I guess. Cody Rhodes booking, no, thank you. Absolutely not. I've seen this already in AEW. I'm okay. I'm okay. All right. I think I'll pass.
You,
Thank you, Cody. But go home, please.
You might as well go write the next fucking show, Blues Clues, because that's what you're going to be watching. You're going to be watching the most Boy Scout baby product in the world with whatever he produces. I'm okay with it. I don't want to watch the good guy be the good guy the whole movie and then just win. I want trials. I want tribulations. I want people in the gray area. I want all that. And Cody Rhodes is not going to give you any of that.
No. No. Um so I don't know how that is gonna go, but oh no, that definitely does scare me to think about. Because if it's anything like what he did with himself in AEW, then I think I'll pass on that. So we also have the guy that Cody Rhodes is currently feuding with, Drew McIntyre, as it has been revealed by Fightful that Drew McIntyre is reportedly under contract with WWE until 2028.
Oh boy. Need to resign last year. I remember that fucking post. He posted with Triple H. Triple H got him to resign. And now look at him, dude. Good God.
Yep. The Rock gave him a Scottish sword,
Sore. You know.
and it got him to resign. McIntyre's under the deal till 2028. Obviously, that's a great pickup for WWE. I just feel horrible. I feel so bad for Drew McIntyre, man. I mean, this dude, from what we heard in 2023, was dealing with a lot of creative frustrations. They brought him back. Things started a little rocky, but then they turned him heel. And then things just, bro, went sicko mode. He really did, man. He was going nuts. Had probably the best year of his entire career in 2024. And then we get to 2025. And I really want to know. I would love to be a fly on the wall during a McIntyre and Triple H conversation, because there is just no fucking way Drew McIntyre is happy with how things have went since we've been in 2025, man. I mean, this has been this has been an all-time fumble by Triple H. It really has. So he's under contract till 2028. Hopefully within the next 3 years this guy can actually have a legitimate world title reign that he actually gets to, enjoy. So, in front of a live audience as well. So, hopefully Triple H could do right by him. Don't know that I trust Triple H to do much of anything nowadays, though.
I really don't trust Triple H all that much. Hope he could do right by him, but I wouldn't doubt it if he doesn't.
Definitely. Definitely. And now we got Jesse Ventura. According to Uncle Dave, Jesse is reportedly no longer under contract with WWE, as it expired after the last Saturday night's main event. It's believed he signed a 1-year deal with the company following his performance during McIntyre versus Priest's cage match. It was said the die was cast as far as using him going forward.
What a bunch of babies, dude. What a bunch of children, dude. He was great. I love his like just legit real ass reactions
Yep.
to everything going on, dude. And it's literally the only reason they thought that was a bad thing is because they buried their favorite. He verbally buried their little golden boy, Damian Priest, because they booked Damian Priest to look like a coward, even as a baby face. He pointed that out and they were mad at him. Makes no fucking sense, dude.
You know, I you Jesse Jesse went through so much bullshit and was blacklisted by this company for trying to do the right thing. You bring him back and
Yeah.
then try to celebrate him and try to give your own company the image of, yeah, look, we're getting better. A guy like Jesse's back. The company's not the same as it used to be. And then you do this to him after one call. You couldn't have even. I mean, did anybody talk to him about this? Was this brought up to him? I wonder if it was, or if they just were like, okay, we don't want to use you anymore. Which even at that, Damian Priest lost or won a match, like Turkey just said, like a coward. Jesse is more of an antagonistic, and fucking Martin Scorsese used the word earlier when he was talking about we focus on protagonists and antagonists. Okay, so then clearly you should know what an antagonistic commentator is. Clearly, since this is what you do, right? Clearly the fuck not. I think not, because you were offended by that. Because I mean, dude, Damian Priest sucks anyway. You're acting like he was out there burying John Cena. What?
And everything Jesse said, he was right. That's a coward's way to win that match. And from by the sounds of it, you didn't even tell him the match rules. So it shocked him that you could win that match like that nowadays. And obviously, it's a coward's way to win the match. He pointed that out. He is your antagonistic commentator, and he did his job, and you're mad at him for it.
Get out of here, man. Get out of here. That is such a stupid reason to want to cut ties with him, man. I mean, again, you can't run around and sit there and say, "Oh, look, the company's different. The company, look, we're changing. Jesse's back after all the years where he was blackballed from the company," and then you are on the same type of bogus shit with him and cut him just because he did something you didn't like. That was state the obvious. You're acting like he was on commentary calling wrestling fake and all these guys are fake athletes and none of this hurts. I mean, you're acting like he was out there saying that. The fucking guy just all he did was he was making fun of fucking Damian Priest for using the door. Because who the fuck uses the door?
Or it was the fucking funniest
It was
reaction ever, dude.
hilarious.
I
He
was
used
dying.
the door. What a
The
coward.
door.
He used the door. It was fucking hilarious.
It was a great moment, dude. And he was fucking, he was shitting on the baby face, okay? You have fucking the heel commentator every week and every pay-per-view do that. What is the difference? And again, did you even tell him the rules to that match? Because apparently you didn't. And what the fuck do you expect? I don't know. He was great on those things. He was actually such a breath of life in those shows, and I would love
Yeah,
him back. But they're cowards. They're cowards, and they're not going to do it.
100%. WWE has filed a new trademark
Oh,
for
God.
tribal air.
And can, can these names just end? Can this, girl? At the end of the day, Roman got the Ulafala back from Solo. I never need to see mention of tribal heirs or anything of it again. And you never guess what the name is.
Until Roman Reigns is ready to retire, and there actually
I don't
needs to
like
be a
it is.
tribal heir.
Hmm.
And obviously you told me this before we went on, but who do you think this is? Who do you think the tribal heir is going to be?
Dude, we're gonna have to get a promo where he says he's not little Roman. He's not trying to be the tribal chief. He's the tribal heir. I just stick to main event Jey Uso. He has his own nickname. Stick to it. It's actually a good nickname. I actually like that nickname.
Yeah.
Stick to it. Tribal heir.
Yeah. So,
Good lord.
I don't know. This could. What are the chances this could be Roman versus Jay at Mania? You know, tribal heir versus
Mm-hmm.
tribal chief spot.
I wouldn't be shocked at all, dude. You're gonna waste Roman Reigns, a man who has
Yep.
very few WrestleManias left.
Yep.
Jey Uso? Jey Uso, you're gonna just, dude, dead ass. Just do the Jimmy and Jay match. Just do it again. Run it back. Hopefully, it's not a fucking ass fiesta this time, and fucking hope for the best, dude. You don't waste Roman, dude. Roman is too good to be wasted like that, dude. I want some bangers out of that fucking guy.
Braun and Jacob Fatu.
That's
Dude,
all I want.
something,
I
bro.
want to do one of at least one of those two, and I'll be okay with anything you do after. Just do one of those two,
Yeah.
please. I'm begging you, dog.
Yep. Ridge Holland. Ridge Holland has been in the news this week for some rather interesting reasons. So, according to Fightful, WWE reportedly cut Ridge Holland from his contract early under the belief that his recent online posts were a breach of contract. Oh, you're kidding me.
What do we say? With the Andrade stuff.
Yep. His deal was reportedly set to run until mid-November, which during the time he would be paid. It now has been suggested he will not be paid for the remaining 90-day period. So what did Ridge Holland say online? WWE weren't happy that Ridge Holland said WWE weren't happy that Ridge Holland said he may not be able to pay his mortgage following his WWE release. That is considered a breach of contract? Okay, well, let's get into this. He says in your deal, this is by The Observer, by the way, in your deal, you're not supposed to talk badly about the company in public. And so they felt that now they have the right to fire him. It's going to cost him. It'll either be 1 week's pay or 2 weeks' pay because he wasn't getting paid beyond November 14th anyway. They didn't need to do it. I guess they felt that they, however you want to look at it, they wanted to send a message to everybody out there that if you say anything bad, you can be cut. And that's what happened. Oh, brother. I have been told from the other side, which is essentially that he should have known from last year that the way everything went down, he probably wasn't going to be under WWE much longer. Either way, he was getting paid throughout the end of that WWE deal. Their feeling is, when you know that this is happening, you should adjust your finances and everything like that. At the end, I may lose my mortgage. They weren't happy he said that. But how is he well, I guess there's a little wholesome part to this. There is a little wholesome part to this, I may add. Multiple AEW and WWE superstars have donated to Ridge Holland's GoFundMe following his WWE release. The campaign is looking to raise $60,000 to give him a chance to focus on healing without the constant fear of financial collapse. Chelsea Green, Omos, Nick Jackson, and Kyle Fletcher have all donated $1,000 to Ridge Holland thus far. How the fuck is saying I may lose my mortgage saying something bad about the company? Again, like we just said, you're getting mad at Jesse Ventura for stating the obvious. All he did was state the obvious. He's probably not going to be able to pay his fucking bills. What the Is it?
Like,
I mean, is he wrong? I mean, apparently not. He's saying it. I mean, he knows his financial situation. If he's saying that, but he's probably just speaking his mind. I don't fucking know. But how is it a breach of contract and saying something negative about the company?
I don't get it, dude. And this is, we're reaching dangerous territories. You know, say what you want about the Vince regime. People would, wrestlers committed to years contracts would be bitching online, and they would be punished on TV. Their contract would never be punished. You would have motherfuckers tweeting tired after their loss on Monday Night Raw. Did Vince give a fuck? No, Vince didn't give a fuck. He would make your on TV situation work. At the end of the day, contract wise, they didn't used to fucking give a fuck because who cares? At the end of the day, if someone's mad about their job, you could let them be mad. What are they gonna do? They're still under contract. Let them be under contract. This is reaching dangerous levels territory. What do we say with Andrade? They fired, or they said Andrade breached the contract for showing up to an AEW show, even though he was showing up to other shows, because he was under the assumption he could because you weren't paying him. So you said he breached his contract that was already gone, but that's a whole other situation we talked about. And now you're doing it to Rich Holland, where he said he couldn't pay his mortgage after he's going to be gone from the company because he won't be getting paid anymore. If you leave a job, you won't be getting paid, so you won't be able to afford things, and you fire him early for that? That dude, TKO, there's some fucking babies, and you're getting dangerous levels of territory, dude. If you're a wrestler nowadays, and especially if you want to go to WWE, you better get under one of them agencies, under a good lawyer or something, because they're getting bold, and they're gonna get bolder and bolder, and one day they're gonna get bold to the wrong motherfucker, and they're gonna fucking financially, screw them back, dude. And I can't wait for that day, because that is fucking crazy.
100%, bro. 100%. And again, like we said with that Andrade story, it almost seems like they are going to take any little thing and slap it on somebody as a breach of contract. That is ridiculously unfair. How are you going to release him? Which their whole contract system is completely unfair at that point. Well, dude, when you're in, at least I know this is how it works for basketball. When you're in the NBA and you get waived or you get bought out of a contract, you are guaranteed the rest of your money. You're guaranteed the rest of your money. It's fucking bogus how wrestlers can sign a 5-year deal and they can sign it one day and the next day they can call you and be like, hey, we're releasing you from your contract. We're paying you for, 90 days and then, we're not paying you anymore. And, we just get to keep our money. How is that fair? How is it? You as a company should be
What?
responsible enough to pay what you owe because you signed the contract too. You signed the contract saying you were going to get this amount of money just to ultimately turn around and cut somebody's deal just to say, oh, well, we want to save the money. That's not how that should work, bro. That's just not how that should work. It's completely unfair. And then just because he said he can't pay his mortgage, so what do you go and do? Now you just stop paying him altogether? He didn't even say anything negative about the company. He was talking about his mortgage. What did you expect him to be happy that he got released? I mean, are these people not humans? What?
You can't be. You have to be Mr. Happy to be there, and want to go back. The second you get fired, that's all you can think about is wanting to go back to them.
That makes absolutely no sense, man. And I actually feel really bad for Ridge Holland. Again, the guy wasn't the best wrestler in the world, but to do this dude like that, I mean that is such that is such a low down dirty thing of TKO to do, man. I can't even lie, dude. That's ridiculous.
It's completely fucking ridiculous, and they're just gonna get bolder and bolder the more this shit happens, dude.
Yeah, so shout out to the couple wrestlers, or shout out to anybody really who donated to the man, because yeah, that's ridiculous. That's that they again really go to dude, look at look do you remember all those stories, you know, when CM Punk was absent from AEW, and it was and it was you know, it was like, Punk was put on ice and all this other stuff. And then we heard that Punk was, you know, they were thinking about discussing a buyout with CM Punk. At least Tony Khan has the common courtesy to, you know, buy people out and not just say,
Yeah.
hey, you know, we're releasing you, and, you know, I'm not going to pay you anymore, so you're done. At least he had the common courtesy to say, to even discuss a buyout, because WWE would have just cut him, and then we'll pay you, you know, what your normal, you know, monthly is for the next 90 days, and then after that, you know, we're just cutting ties. So that money that we signed to owe you, yeah, you're not getting any of that. You're just getting whatever the next 90 days of pay will get you. It's ridiculous.
Crazy. That's insane, dude.
That's ridiculous, man. And again, those kind of things are why there definitely should be a certain level of respect for somebody like Tony Khan in the wrestling business, because the way WWE or the way TKO handles things, we should be thankful that Tony Khan actually is somewhat a human being when it comes to those kind of situations. Because again, he could have easily cut Punk, because I'm sure he was paying him a bag. I'm sure he wanted to save the money, but no, he was, you know, the rumor at least was that they were thinking about a buyout. He was going to give Punk the rest of the money he owed him because he signed the contract too. And they
Exactly.
should be held to that standard. I don't even know how that's fucking legal.
I really don't know how any of this shit is legal.
Let's talk about TKO and their scheduling. So,
God.
according to Uncle Dave, WWE reportedly feel they can book talent for TNA and AAA without any additional pay due to talent working a reduced schedule. If WWE talent works for AAA, which is a part of WWE anyway, or if they work for TNA, they don't get paid extra because everybody is on a guaranteed contract. You make this much, they book you as they see you fit. It can be for other companies. That's just how it works right now. From their standpoint, based on previous generations and even a year or two ago, the fact is you're going to be working far less dates for that guaranteed money than you would have been a year ago, because they've cut way back on shows. So because they've cut way back on shows, it's essentially, for most people, 1 day a week. They might book you a second day, or for a TNA taping, or go to AAA. Whatever the deal is, it's like you're still working a lot less dates than for most people that they expected to work when they actually signed the deal in the first place. See, this wouldn't be a problem for your guys that are paid ridiculously. The problem is, what's the main thing we hear from TKO all the time? They lowball people, right? They almost didn't retain R-Truth because they gave an 18-year veteran a lowball deal. Karrion Kross, we just heard with him, he got a lowball deal. We hear it all the time. TKO, we just heard it with Jasmine Nix. Lowball deal. Again, if you're somebody like CM Punk or Seth Rollins or, you know, John Cena, Sami Zayn, you know, guys that you know are getting paid handsomely, you know, I guess that I can understand because you are working under salary. What about these people that don't make as much, but you make them work all these type of shows. That doesn't make any sense to me. Like, look at the people in NXT. Look at like a Trick Williams, for example. This fucking guy's running around. He's doing TNA tapings. He's back in NXT. Oh, then you send him to AAA. Oh, then back to TNA. But now we need you on the main roster. All this type of stuff. He doesn't get. You mean to tell me he doesn't get a little bit of a bonus for that, or he's at least not entitled to one? Now I'm just using him as an example. But again, look at a guy like Chad Gable. He was doing Raw. Then he was going over to AAA. Dominic Mysterio, AAA, Monday Night Raw. People like that. They don't get a little bit extra something, a little bit for going over to all these different companies and shows. I don't know, man. To me, that's a little ridiculous. But typical TKO, yet again, being the cheapest, richest company on the planet.
They really are. If you're not only like a giant name coming into the company, you are going to get a horrible contract under TKO. That's all I learned in the last like 6 months. If you're not a CM Punk level name, a contract you get is going to be god awful. They're going to underpay the fuck out of you. You can't say anything bad, or they could fire you on the spot. And you're not going to get paid afterwards. They're not going to owe you any money. You get horrible royalty checks from your shirts and shit nowadays. It got better, and then apparently under TKO it got even worse. Good lord, dude, signing to WWE and TKO. If you aren't already a massive name, sounds financially like a horrible decision. No wonder everyone goes to AEW from the sounds of it, dude. That's a horrible system. Like you said, unless you're a massive name that's already making a shit ton of money, that's a horrible. You're being sent anywhere, and you don't get any extra money from people doing less than you, and they make the same amount probably. It's a horrible system. It's literally the most like intern based system where they want you to work and work for the next contract, and then you're gonna work and work for the next contract. For the most parts, it's a fucking scam for most of these people, and it's unfortunate, man. I really hope one of these days, something can come around to get these wrestlers better wages and better benefits and all that shit. These are very scummy business people. Any other sports, league is not this bad. If you're in NFL, if you're in NBA, if you're in anything else, you're at least getting your money's worth for the toll you're putting on your body and all that shit. And for WWE, that's unfortunately not the case, dude. Well, look at Rich Holland. These are horrible dealings, and this is some very shitty business that I hope one day gets changed, man. I hope one day they could get the benefits and the pay and just a system that works just a little bit better for them, at least.
Yeah, again, it doesn't. Again, Tony Khan pays his people handsomely, and yet when they go over to work other shows, he gives them extra because
Yeah, because that's what you do.
that's just the kind of boss that he is. He looks out for his people. Again, you could say whatever you want about how bad his shows are. We talk about how fucking bad Dynamite is all the time, but honestly, man, in terms of in terms of just being a human and understanding, these people don't have to work these shows, but they go to work these shows. It's just a nice way of building morale, and it's a nice way of showing appreciation for your roster. Again, like you look at a guy like Chad Gable. This guy was doing everything. This guy was on AAA in the morning, Money in the Bank at night, and then Monday Night Raw the next night. You know what I mean? So like to think that a guy like that doesn't get, and again, it's not even, I'm not even saying it's something that, they have to do, but it would just be nice. And it would be a nice way to show your roster, hey, we don't have to do this, man. We want to show you how much we appreciate you. Here goes a little extra something because we see and we appreciate the work you're doing for our company. Does
And
that not sound like a fucking great way to build morale to me?
And that's the thing that TKO is really bad at is future morale and building people that want to stay there for a long period of time. They're doing horrible at that. They, I hear all the time that these old wrestlers are saying, you know, their royalty checks are half of what they used to be
Mm-hmm.
under the old regime. They're not doing anything to build a permanent residence there. Again, if you're not the four big names that they care about, in all reality, there you have no reason to stay there long term because you're not going to get anything long term. They have no long term availability for their people, and it's really bad. And I think in the future, if TKO continues this way, they're going to lose a lot in the future.
Yeah, I mean, it really, again, it really is. You don't want to build morale like that. If anybody knows anything about any kind of workplace, the last thing you want to do is feel like you work, and it's not appreciated and nobody sees it. That is not the type of culture you want to have because again, like Lonnie says, some of the names I mentioned have to pay dues, or some of the names I mentioned had to pay dues. You can say that for a guy, like, for example, I'll use him again, but Trick Williams. For a guy like him, imagine you're Trick Williams, you do all these different type of shows, right? Then your next contract comes up, and they give you a low ball offer because they're TKO and they're cheap. How does that look?
Exactly.
And how the fuck is that supposed to build any kind of morale? So you're right. You know, he does have to pay his dues, right? He's new in the business. Completely understand that. But what happens when his next contract comes up and we hear the same thing we always hear about TKO? Oh, they gave this guy, not even a fraction of what he felt he was worth because he's been working and working and working and working for 5 years, whatever the case, 3, 5 years, whatever, and you give me a low ball offer. Again, it's not something they have to do, but it's also not something that's going to build that family uh atmosphere that you should want to have in a company like WWE, where you should. And that's one thing that, again, I don't think I've said this many nice things about him in one episode ever before, but that was one thing with Vince. That was like, he actually, when Vince cared about you, he would take
They
he
fucking
would
cared
take
about you.
he would take care of his people. This shit with TKO. Oh yeah, you're a legend, but do you do anything for us now? Shoo away.
Not gonna
We
give me
don't.
anything.
Yeah, we don't need you. Goodbye. It's like, dude. Again, so is that what happens when you do pay your dues? Do you just get fucking kicked out the door when you're not contributing anymore?
That's the thing that TKO is doing. You have to contribute 24/7. You don't get a time where you can't contribute, and that's crazy. They fire people when they're injured. That should be illegal, dude. It's just a bad system. And again, you do have to pay your dues. Because that is a Tony Khan problem. He's paying certain people a shit ton of money they shouldn't be getting paid, and they get egos from it. You shouldn't
Yes.
get an ego from that shit. You should have to be able to grind to get that money. But Tico has the thing where you grind and you don't get what you grinded for. And then you have the quality, you have the grind, and you don't get it. And that's a TKO problem.
Yes. No, Lonnie, I completely get, if their work isn't improving, but then why do we have to hear for people like Drew McIntyre that they had to go back to cash and creative? You mean to tell me
Like
you lowballed a guy like Drew McIntyre?
lowballing Drew McIntyre, and then you side him. He does a career year, and then you don't use him at all in after that next year. So everything Drew McIntyre did last year, at the end of the day, was worthless because he didn't do anything for him
Yeah.
the next year, man. So why did he do the things he did? Why did he bleed for your company at the end of the day? Why would anybody at that point? If Drew McIntyre bled for your company, got nothing out of it, why would I bleed for your company?
I don't know, man. It's a very shitty way of thinking about, again, just the family aspect of the business, which I feel like is like wrestling culture is very much built off that family atmosphere that companies can have. Again, Tony Khan has been great at, making things feel like I say that all the time. I just said it on Unscripted, and we were talking about that little Bandito segment, but he does a great job at making, they still celebrate, Brody Lee and whatnot, and they just do a great job overall at making things feel like a family atmosphere. And again, even when Vince had his people that he wanted to take care of for the rest of their lives, they were taken care of for the rest of their lives. So like, well, not anymore, but as long as he was there. But it's like TKO it's frustrating because they've completely lost that. And obviously things need to be a businessman, but when they become too much of a business, it just becomes demoralizing. So I do feel bad for the people involved. That are kind of feeling that way, man. So, yeah. That is that. Oh god. The ticket prices.
Oh God. Hey, speaking of shitty business.
According to the TKO earnings call, WWE President Nick Khan has defended WWE's expensive ticket prices and makes it and as it makes the brand more in demand. Capacity continues to be very high. We've increased prices appropriately with the marketplace. That's for PLEs, Raws, SmackDown, Saturday Night's Main Event, and every other ticketed programming WWE has.
Oh God. You know, he is completely right. They moved it to the marketplace of our modern world. Only rich people can afford fucking anything. He is right. They work the market that exists now.
One of
He's
the first
completely right.
things. Yeah, this is very true. This is very, very true. One of the first things we collectively did with TKO was reduce the non-televised events, which created more scarcity in the marketplace for our televised events. And our continued international expansion has only furthered that. So even in January, you'll see us on a European tour, Raw, SmackDown, leading into Royal Rumble, which takes place in Saudi. Tickets are already on fire for that event. I wonder why. And
They literally.
which creates more scarcity in the United States, which is a good thing in terms of our overall gates. No, it doesn't. No, it fucking doesn't. Because remember when WWE was touting about the, 21 consecutive sellouts? Do we ever hear that? Do we ever hear that?
I don't hear that anymore.
No, we don't. Remember they did the whole 21 consecutive sellouts, and they would literally show you the map of everywhere they went. Sellout, 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 sellout. It was a whole little animation, little graphic they did. Where is that graphic? And why is that? Nick, Sir K is absolutely right. You have adapted to today. You have adapted to today's increased prices with the marketplace that you are driving, because you clearly are targeting towards rich people. The fact that the cheapest tickets for nosebleed seats these days are around $200 is fucking ridiculous to me. That is absolutely ridiculous to me, man. I don't understand it. It's the same thing we talk about all the time, man. It's them pricing their fans out, and the product is not up to par. It's just not.
Like it's not up to the price. You're not getting what you're paying for. At the end of the day, you're just not. And then you're paying an extra arm and a leg for something you don't even think is worth the original price. They're basically scalping themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're scalping yourselves in terms of prices. It's not worth it. Nobody can afford this. And I get, to an extent, making a scarcity for a market. You go somewhere else a lot, you make a market become, you want to go. You don't ever get these things, so, you want to go to it.
Yeah.
we always, we were asking, why wasn't there a Chicago pay-per-view this year? It makes the Chamber coming up more something you want to go to even more. I get that. But when your prices are fucking fivefold what they were beforehand, it doesn't align. You have to get a balance in there of, you hike it up a little bit, but you don't fucking make it unavailable. And that's what it is. It's unavailable to most people, and that's the problem.
My mind always goes back to Clash at the Castle, Scotland. Remember those
Hmm.
stories about, fans not being able to afford it?
Yeah.
WWE up until that point, I don't think had ever done a PLE in Scotland. You mean to tell me that show wasn't meant to sell out? Is that what you mean to tell me? Because as far as I'm concerned, that should have been a sellout within 15 minutes of those tickets being on sale, and it wasn't. And why was that? Because you're charging an arm and a leg for these tickets. And then you wonder. Then you wonder where your sellouts went. And then you wonder, we just heard it with SmackDown. Then you wonder why your attendance is low and, your viewership is low. Nobody's coming out to the shows. But yet we're sitting here saying that we need to create more scarcity for these shows. You should focus on creating affordableness for your shows, because how's anybody supposed to enjoy if nobody can fucking go to the shows because you done priced everybody out? And not even the fact that you priced everybody out, the product ain't that good for these prices to be
Oh,
that high. If we were back in
it's not.
2022, take my fucking money. It is what it is. All right.
All right.
If we were in
Exactly.
late 2022, early 2023, all right, whatever. The product's on fire. Fine. This shit? No, absolutely
No.
not. So, typical TKO, typical typical Nick Khan. Typical Nick Khan, always out here defending his international expansions and his ticket pricing and his his European markets. And tickets are on fire for your event in Saudi Arabia. I'm sure.
Wonder why.
I'm sure,
I'm
Nick.
sure it is.
What does Triple H think about this? What does Martin Scorsese think about this? Well, he decided to put down the headset and stop directing somebody's fucking entrance to say, live event ticket sales for WWE are off the charts. So, okay, what do you think about
And
what Martin Scorsese had to say about this?
live ticket sales are off the charts, as we just read a story that came out 2 days after this. That SmackDown got very bad ticket sales for that show. Not only bad viewers, but bad ticket sales. Did you see that picture of Cody holding the title? And you see the hard cam side, and you see nobody
Mm-hmm.
fucking there. That should look
Mm-hmm.
like a fucking AEW show from a year ago. Like, dude, just I get it. You can't bury your own company, but like, be realistic to an extent, dude. Please.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, again, that's what I was going to mention. Didn't we just read a story that said verbatim they were concerned with the live attendance ticket sales for SmackDown? And as a matter of
Tickets are off the
fact,
charts, man.
you don't really sell out much of anything anymore.
No, they really don't. They undersell like crazy, which makes no sense. Why would you fucking put yourself in a normal arena, get crazy ticket prices, and get about half the people in there when you could get an even bigger stadium, arena, basketball or baseball field, whatever you want, and then you could get a little bit lower prices to have more people, and then that even means more money. I never understood that sentiment, dude. I never got that.
Yeah. Yeah, me neither. Yeah, it doesn't, again, you would think they would want ticket prices to be cheaper because then you would get more people at the show, which means more people would probably actually have money to spend on merchandise. Then, if you look at everything, because WWE loves their little site fees that they charge these cities. Don't you think they might be able to ask for a little bit of a higher site fee because there's more people coming to the city? There's more people going to the restaurants around the city. There's more people going to the bars around the city. There's more hotels in the city that are being all booked up. There's just more. It's more people. So again, lower those ticket prices a little bit and allow your fan base to, again, not only indulge in merchandise and food or whatever they're buying at the show, you can then ask for a higher site fee because you will make the city busier because there's even more people. There's an extra 10,000, 20,000 people in the city.
And think about like what wrestling fans will buy in that moment. You think if they got a show where they got a good ticket price for, they're they're at the show, they're high on life, they see that world heavyweight title. You don't think they're if they're high on life that much, you don't think they're gonna buy that shit, or because they're not gonna buy that shit if they were like, man, I spent 600 for a ticket, I can't buy that fucking $700 title. But
That's what happens
if
to
they
us
paid,
every time.
that's what happens to us, dude. If we go to Chamber, which we will, and imagine it's not going to be because I'm sure it's going to be around 600. If we paid 300, 320 for a ticket, you don't think I'm going to see that world heavyweight title and be like, damn, is now the time? Do I want to walk out with this title? Because there's a chance I might. But if I'm paying $600 for a ticket, I'm gonna look at the price of that title. I'm gonna say, should I? Oh wait, no, I paid $600 for the ticket. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm okay. You'd get more people buying shit at the shows if you take the ticket price a little bit lower. It's the simplest business model that they don't get.
Indeed it is. Indeed it is. But again, what do we know? We're not Martin fucking Scorsese like Triple H over here. And with the final news story for today, John Cena. You guys see it in the thumbnail, man. The never seen 17, or should I say, what should have been the never seen 18. As we have a story about the greatest of all time, as according to Fightful Select, there were reportedly pitches for John Cena to become the world heavyweight champion once again before his retirement. It is unknown how far the idea went before it was scrapped. Which, I have an idea. Don't you think it was very odd that CM Punk mentioned John Cena on his promo this past Monday? He specifically said, Cena, should we meet again if you want to become, Mr. 18-time world champion or something like that? Now, I'm not saying he should fight Punk at Survivor Series or his final match, but I don't know if I'm the only one thinking this, but I don't think John Cena should just make an appearance for his last time in Boston. How cool would it be, or Madison Square Garden, if we dead ass just had an impromptu where you don't have 1,000 people interrupting like you did at Night of Champions, an impromptu banger ass main event on Monday Night Raw where you let John Cena and CM Punk go 30 minutes. Just saying.
Let's do it. That
Again,
would go crazy, dude.
You don't even have to have Cena win, but let's just at
Yeah.
least have a decisive finish like you didn't do at Night of Champions. I mean, there was Penta out there. Fucking Braun Breaker was out there. LA Knight. Fucking, I think Martin Scorsese wanted to go out there with his fucking headset at some point. Yeah, everybody was ringside for that match. And it just took away from the importance of the last time seeing Cena and Punk in a ring together. I would love if they ran it back and actually had a one-on-one match that just went clean. All the way up until the end, man. I think that would be great. I would do it in Boston. or I would do it in Madison Square Garden, man. And obviously I would have Punk win, I would say, but let these guys cook, bro. Because Night of Champions, no, they could do more than that. I'm sorry, I've literally seen them do more than that. So I know both of those guys can still go. So you know, um, that's just personally what I would like to see, man. But as for this,
Yeah.
as for this. The pitches for him to become the WWE World Heavyweight Champion once again. Uh, Obviously, with 4 dates left, obviously, if we can't do it, I would be fine with him just winning the IC title, get that Grand Slam victory in there. However, I also can't say I'm opposed to it. I would obviously love to see him get another world championship just to further glaze the man on his way out. Obviously, I'm always down for that. We definitely need to acknowledge that John is the GOAT. Um so obviously I wouldn't mind it, but I also understand if it just doesn't fit with timing. It would be pretty dope though, but again, I am fine with the never seen 17. After all, he did break the record, so that's all that matters.
Exactly. He broke the record. I think the best course of action would have been for him to still be 17, and that Cody would have won it back. But that's my overall preference, man. But I would love a one more Punk match. Get there in there on TV, have a clean, decisive finish, and then, later in that same episode of Raw, you could have Dom try to, rub it in Cena's face and do all this that he lost. Boom, you could set up the Dominic match through that type of shit, dude. It would be so much worth it, dude, because
Mm-hmm.
that's such in Dom's character. Um, and it would fit so perfectly, man. I would love that shit. I would really hope so, man. But they're not going to do any of that. He's probably going to show up to Raw, get
Yeah.
interrupted by 3 different people, and whole spiel of shit, dude. So,
Mm-hmm.
I would love that. We're not getting 18. It would have been awesome. I just don't think we have the time. I think if his retirement was up till probably Mania, you could have done it. Unfortunately, I would still love it, but we just don't have enough time, unfortunately. It sucks.
Yeah.
He's the GOAT. I would love for him to get 18, but just don't have the time, man. But we have enough time for still some good shit that I hopefully we get in there.
100%. 100%. As for the idea being scrapped, I don't. I'm assuming it was just because there's not really any time left because Triple H decided to give us a bunch of bullshit that wasted a lot of time on the farewell tour. There was a lot of oh god, there was what was there 2 R-Truth matches in there. There was a match against Cody Rhodes and fucking Jey Uso. A bunch of shit that not a lot of people wanted to see, quite frankly. However, unfortunately, we're almost out of time, and the last time is, man, it is. We're about to be down to 3 dates, but we're at 4 now. So unfortunately, there's obviously no time to really do any of that stuff unless you're gonna have him relinquish titles, which I just don't think there's really a need for that. I don't know why he lost, like Sir K said, I don't know why he lost 17 in the fucking first place, but that's neither here or there. Um, but yeah, again, like Sir K also said though, that is absolutely no excuse to not do some cool shit while you got them, because you got them for 3 dates or 4 dates, and you can do a lot in those 4 dates. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see what they do have in store. Hopefully, it doesn't underwhelm. But unfortunately, never seen 18 will probably not be a thing. However, you can still do a Cena and Punk match in Boston, in either of the gardens, the TD Garden or Madison Square Garden. So you can still do it, and it is definitely attainable. So I hope that WWE does capitalize on that. I think that would be great. I think that would be a great. I think that would just be the perfect match to put on in Boston. I believe those two have wrestled in Boston before. As you know, if you didn't do Cena and Punk in Chicago, at least do a Cena and Punk in Boston. Um, so, I would be fine with that. If Cody Rhodes and R-Truth can get repeat matches out of John Cena on the farewell tour, then fuck it. So can CM Punk. So yeah,
Exactly.
that is that, and that is everything here today for this edition of the news, man. Thank you guys so very much for joining us here. That is going to do it. Thank you to everybody who joined. We got my guy Lonnie in the house. We got Gotti, Logan, Delgado, man. Thank you guys so very much for joining us here today for episode 291. Apologize for the late notice on the time. Again, like I said, just some things came up, man. So we do apologize for that, but you guys are the best. You guys still came out, showed love. So we appreciate you guys as always. Thank you guys so very much. As it has been always a pleasure for my Johnny.
And I, Sir K.
And that is going to do it for this edition of NHP. This has been episode 291 of the news. Thank you guys so very much. Thank you guys, man. We love you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you all on Tuesday with NHP Unscripted.
Peace.